is the sound effect we're going with this week for episode 30.
Meow.
What's going on, guys? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 30. I feel like I use that intro every single fucking episode. Jesus Christ. Somebody give me a new one.
What's
up?
in there?
What's up, motherfuckers?
Yeah, word.
What
Hit it
up,
with some
gamers?
crazy shit.
What's going on, guys? Let's see. I had to think, like, double back for a sec. Did I actually give us a document to go off of today?
No.
No. But hey, that's not what this is about. This is about you, me, Mikey here, Juice, CJ, hanging out. Got some good music going on. Got some.
Always the best, dude. Always the
See,
best.
I was thinking that you were gonna pull like an Outcast, dude. Me, you, your mama, and your cousins too. I thought you were gonna do one of those. I was like, that's why I put my hands on. I was like, oh, he about to do the Outcast.
Oh, you're not ready for it.
All right,
I was about to do
DMCA
that. Okay,
boys,
sorry.
here we go. We're
Let's
fucking
do it.
Listen, it's just,
Copyright
I'm singing
strike
it.
in the
I'm
first 5
singing it.
minutes.
I'm just saying it.
It's a
That's
custom
all.
rendition.
If it's
That's all.
acapella, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we should have like announcements at the beginning or something like that. You know, kind of like in church, right before they do the offering. Well, at least in the black church, they always have like auntie come up.
Wait.
They always have auntie come up with the arm fat, and she had like a little paper, like a pamphlet with announcements.
Oh,
No, not.
Well, speaking of announcements, let's see. I keep forgetting, like, we go through 2 tournaments before hitting podcast. Week 3, homie Gritaku took it. Number 1, we had, I think that was a 9-player event. And then this last Friday, we had 2-time reigning champion taking it in, Anthos, bringing it home for the boys. I think we, 21 players on that one?
It was 21 because that's how much money I sent you to add to the
Yo, can I give a quick shout out to this week, man? Because the player, so I play multiverses for fun, like I play ranked and whatnot, and I look at the leaderboards just to see who's on the leaderboards, like who's really killing it. And some of the guys who are like top 50 are playing in this tournament. You know, like Bobo, for example, is one of those guys I see who's like, I'm pretty sure he's like top 10 right now. You know, and it's just, and of course T1 Carry, who was at one point probably the filthiest player in the game because Iron Giant had like an infinite loop that you just couldn't escape. It's pretty dope to see these people in the community, you know, who are see this tournament online and go, yeah, I want in, you know. So yeah, it's the progress is fantastic, and this is only the 4th tournament. You know, that's chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss for real.
Absolutely. I mean, me and Clan being able to sit there and watch like what is genuinely some very high level play.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's it's very hard for us to keep up with. I find a lot of the time we're like we're slightly behind the commentary, and we're getting better. We're absolutely getting better, but that's just how fast and how quick these guys are.
They like refuse to let me breathe is really what's happening. I want to like say something because I see something really cool, and that's like if you're not somebody who plays a lot of platform fighters or fighting games, you might not notice like how slightly different the decision making is. So I want to highlight it. But then someone dies, and like you kind of like, well, I was saying the thing that you definitely don't remember.
I was gonna say something cool, but then he just kind of shot him off stage, and it's kind of
you have absolutely no time to be anecdotal whatsoever. Like that's what every sort of 60 to 90 seconds being Quagga tagging out, because that's how long we need to breathe.
Nah, I feel that, man. I feel it. It's, I mean, everything's moving so fast. And imagine that the beta for multiverses was even faster than what the game currently is. You know, like that's, imagine having to having to cast that, man.
Nah,
Where
I
you're just
don't
like,
know.
you sound like one of those guys that like at one of those auditor guys.
Auction.
Auction. Why I say auditor? Auction guys.
That was
Yeah,
that was
that's
kind
funny.
of like melee speed back in beta, right?
Yeah, pretty
Melee, I
much.
don't know. Melee is so
Pretty
much
much.
slower nowadays. I can
Is
talk
it
about
really?
yeah.
Oh my god.
People just don't explode in Melee. Not the same way. Like
Hmm.
you gotta imagine, like if someone's going to die, sure it's one combo, but that combo is going on for a while, right? Especially because like in Melee, you at least you have some defensive options that they removed in multiverses, like shielding, tech
Mhm.
rolling is not like a thing you can do in that game.
You know
Which
what?
Yeah.
creates like very different situations where like, oh man, you sneeze wrong and like you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although
I mean,
it's
you.
been really fun because I feel like I'm actually learning the game by being able to watch these guys. Like I actually kind of understand it now.
Yeah.
I'm
Did you
surprised
guys
I
ever have
don't see.
one-on-one?
We kind of
No.
unofficially
Nope.
did.
Nope.
Unofficially.
It never happened. Never happened.
Never
It didn't
so
happen. I refuse to listen to the slander.
okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna pull the curtain back a little bit.
I definitely wasn't a
Prior
party.
to prior to the tournament on Friday, we had to we needed to basically change things up a little bit with OBS. Justin needed to make a couple small adjustments. So me and Quang loaded into a game and had a fight, and I won. And then it turns out we were on 2v2, and so we had to do another game so that the framing could actually be right, and I won that one as well. So so I would like to formally
Slander.
submit my retirement
Slander.
from multiverses.
It's
I had a good
slander.
run. I have gone undefeated in multiverses, so I'm going to be ending my career here. Thank you very much. It's been fun.
Hell yeah, hell
and
yeah.
and after all that fucking time, all those framing, it was still fucking off. I
It
don't.
was still off,
It
yeah.
was still off. I don't understand. Um, but
It's all good, man.
if you want to see our framing issues and the wonderful matches and our casters, those videos, of course, on our YouTube. Now at Crack Media Official. No more XP share.
Let's
We're
go.
broadening out, boys and girls and children.
Umbrella Corp?
Umbrella Corp.
Umbrella Corp.
Don't tell them our secrets, bro. Then we take over the world. What was that?
So
Pinky in the Brain.
that's
What
Pinky
we
the Brain,
do,
yeah.
what we do every night.
Can you so
Narf.
really quick, in multiverses, the number one player in the world is a Finn. Then you got a Shaggy and you have a Tom and Jerry after that. I know a lot of people are saying like Tom and Jerry is not high tier, but I don't know. I think he is. But I have to give a shout out to like any Harley player in the world who's doing really well. And I forgot to mention that Mott's was one of the people who played in our tournament on Friday, is also 13th right now on the leaderboard. So some pretty heavy hitters, y'all. Pretty heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that like the
Harley's rough right now. Oh my god.
is
So
that
what?
like the
Game.
in-game ranked leaderboard or?
Yeah, it is.
Oh damn, that's
In the
nuts.
rank, yeah.
That's nutty.
All the people who have been fucking grinding. Grinding this game is hard, man. Like I'm bronze, and I get into a ranked match, and I feel like I'm playing for my life. You know, it's like in that episode of Rick and Morty with you show me what you got. Like I feel like he's staring down at me like you have to win or your life is mine. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
No, I
it's
think
fucking
I think that's the
crazy.
stage. I think that's the
It's cromulons. True, literally cromulons. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
right,
I'm
that's his
I,
stage.
I feel like I'm really on cromulons every day. Every time I play this shit.
We wouldn't know because we're only ever on Trophy's Edge, Haunted Mansion, or Sky Amphitheater. So
Yeah. Sky
okay,
Amphitheater.
Oh fuck,
to be
bro.
What you were
fair,
gonna say?
I want to die every time he does that.
I'm
like
just
on
here
the
for the
inside.
Sky Arena memes.
Like that's the thing. The fact that it upsets you quite and you keep reacting
like,
to it makes me want to do it more.
The no means no. No,
No.
it's just it's the fact that you're doing it on purpose is
Yeah.
really what gets me. A lot of the time.
Well, because that way, when I do accidentally make a mistake, it's not an accident; it's part of the joke.
It's part of the joke.
Like
There you go.
that's just production.
There
It's
you go.
like, you know, a little if you're doing presentations and you suffer with dyslexia, do a couple typos on purpose and make them very like, oh yeah, make it a joke. So when you do actually like get a couple of typos wrong, people think it's all just part of the presentation. Genuinely, that's what people did in school. It was so good.
The psychology, bro. You're there.
That's all it is.
You're
This
Yeah.
kid's
fucking
playing
there.
chess over here, dude.
Bro, like we're in the simulation, not him. He built it. That's crazy.
And I'm still the one suffering. It's the crazy thing.
I love this. This week we did a side quest, and in our side quest we played
Oh my
Overcooked All You
God.
Can Eat, which is basically just a culmination of all the Overcooks with like one new terrain, right?
I
That was a
think
lot of
so.
fun. I really enjoyed that. I especially enjoyed the bickering between Quang and CJ. I think that was probably the best part of it all. The lack of teamwork
You're
is
just
expected.
so happy to be there.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I still think, Juice, me and you had a really good dynamic going whenever they paired us up. Like we were
We were just going
solid.
crazy.
Yep.
Solid. The rock.
Oh no, for sure.
It's always fun playing Overcooked, right? I mean, it's a great time to express some that real passion, energy for teamwork, and then tell your buddies how shit they are at the game as well. It's like you get the best combo of like, I love you, bro. Let's do this. And if you don't pass me that fucking tomato, I'm really gonna kill you. Like I'm seriously gonna kill you.
I am scared for the edit of that because I'm gonna go through it because I definitely remember a couple of times where I was being yelled at, but I genuinely because I was being told to get to the other side of the kitchen. So I'm almost certain, and maybe this is just pure blind rage that's clouding my memory. But I think I went to the other side of the kitchen and they got yelled at for being on that side as well. I couldn't win.
You did. I remember that. I remember that one. That was when we all started in different corners, but for some reason we ended up transferring to another corner for the no, that
we
was
all
that was
agreed
a
to
great time.
stay in our corners and not to transfer over because we kept getting in each other's ways.
Yeah, and then you were the
Hey.
one that kept swapping with J-Dog.
Oh man. I'm just saying, forever a team building exercise. All right,
Yes.
every time
Absolutely.
somebody comes into Crack Media for something, they're going through the Overcooked rings. All right?
That's the interview process.
100%. See, once Multiverses has run its course, I say we do an Overcooked tournament. We have people in teams of 4, so you could do a level with the highest score.
No,
Bro,
no. What you got to do is you got to do randomized. It's 6. Everyone's an individual entrant. Okay.
Oh no!
And you'd average their performance across randomized teams.
Well, no,
Oh,
I'm
dear.
actually thinking about doing that because they have fucking survival mode now, boys.
So it's just see
God,
who
yeah.
lasts the longest.
Yeah, they have survival mode now. Who's the best fucking Overcooked?
Future J-Dog, write that down.
bro.
Future J-Dog, write that down.
Current J-Dog, write that down.
Oh, I already got it, dude. Bro, I've been wanting to do
well.
an Overcooked tournament since fucking Overcooked 1. You have no idea. Ask Juice.
Oh yeah.
Look, we
Yeah.
can make it happen. Well, speaking of yelling at your teammates,
Here's the thing, though.
Can I just say before anything, I'm really glad that I could be here today. There's no guarantee that I'd make it.
Yeah, how was camping, by the way?
That's right, camping.
Man, I literally only fell twice, and I ate like today. I ate shit. I tried to sit in a hammock. It did not go well.
oh my god.
I didn't get sunburned except on my lips. Awful.
Oh.
Yep.
Like
Ouch.
I like
That sucks.
I made the mistake of like not doing chapstick. I did like everything else right,
Mm.
but the important one
Oh.
didn't happen. So like it's like really trapped and dry and.
Yeah. And
But
now he's on a podcast where he has to constantly slap his lips together and feel it constantly
Yeah.
for the next hour.
so if everyone just sees me licking my lips for every now and again, just know it is because I'm just surrounded by beautiful people and I don't know what to do with myself.
You want to just be
Uh,
LL Cool J.
He
That's
just
Oh
all.
he
my
just wants to
god.
kiss everybody on the screen.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
we
Okay,
missed
I gotta say this real quick.
Juice.
So we're talking about overcooked and overcooked tournaments. The thing with overcooked is that there's only so good that you can do from a performance standpoint. Where once people get to like that peak performance, everyone's basically scoring the same. But
Mm.
there is a game similar to Overcooked where it's totally
Oh,
randomized and like you really have to kind of on the fly figure shit out.
well, is it
Plate
though?
up.
I think
Plate up, man.
I think we figured out that the seeds are actually like static. No?
Yes, in a sense. Maybe it's a matter of like finding because and you know with some of their updates they'll change their seating. But maybe it's a matter of finding certain seeds that we feel like, all right, this is a good seed in general. People play here. At the end of the day, though, like the way that you decide to build up your restaurant differs from person to person. Like
No, absolutely.
you and I have played hundreds of hours of Played Up, and even still, we'll be like, "Oh, should we do it this way? No, I think we should do it this way. Are you sure? I thought we should do it that." And this is with hundreds of hours, playing Played Up. So the to see like the creativity come out in people in a game like that where it's like it's overcooked on crack essentially. I feel like that would be really fun to see,
Mm.
especially when you actually have a team of 4 and some people are staying out front of house, whereas a couple of people are playing back of house. Maybe you do 2-2, maybe you do 3-1, who knows? But Play Up
We
could
need
be
to figure that out.
really open it up. Play
Because
Up
I
could open
think
that shit the fuck up.
they don't really have like a like there's really no way to measure something competitive on that because it's just you're just
Day to day.
progressing levels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Have
don't
to
know.
see like I mean, and then if people are really good, they'll end up getting to like overtime day 50, and you're sitting there like, all right, you guys want
Yeah,
you guys
I've
done
exactly.
yet? Or
I've been doing commentary for 3 days.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Let's run it. Let's
You
run
know
it.
what? We could do that for like a special charity event or something. Just like endless fucking Played Up.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, Played
What's
Up.
the furthest we've gone? Gone in overtime.
God.
It's like day 20 something, like day 27.
I want to say like 32, 33.
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy.
That was just because we got really stupid lucky with the fucking conveyor duplication. Like that's the only reason it went that far.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker to lose that one, but it was a lot of work. That was I think we were doing pizza on that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. That was
That's a fun game, man.
easy dish, fucking hard. Trying to find out how to
Automated.
fucking automate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I only started playing it because I got laid off my job in 2022, and I was like, you know what? Let's get lost in this random simulation game. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm down, bro.
Something about like time management games that just like fucking just got it. Just got it.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Did you guys
They
fuck
might-
with what was it? On the phone, Diner Dash. Ooh.
100%.
Dude,
That was like my
played
earliest
sh-
memory
shit out
of that
Diner
type of
Dash.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
We're gonna-
Facebook Zynga. I was playing
Oh,
fucking
dude,
Diner
straight
Dash,
up.
bro.
Fucking
pretty sure
Flash
I was-
games.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like, I was playing stuff like that. Like, I'd get it on my phone, like for when I was doing shows in school, and like when I'm waiting for my next scene, it's like, all right, let me just do a quick level of this real quick, just to pass the time because I got the time.
A couple Diner Dash runs, dude.
Yep.
That's a class. Sick
Uh,
right there.
I would yeah, I remember playing it on like every flip phone that I've ever
They had like Cooking Mama as well, which I didn't really get into too deep. But yeah, those yeah, that was what really started the addiction. I ain't gonna lie.
It's dude.
Fair.
Those something about those games, dude. It's just like good. Can I quote you guys to my husband on getting played up? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you don't have played up, what are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you
honestly,
doing?
brother.
It's
Clip
so
it.
good.
No.
It
Clip it.
Flip it.
it
If you don't get played up, you're doing it wrong.
you're doing it wrong.
I'm pretty sure it's free on Game Pass as well.
It's
So
it's
if you
such
have
a
Game
good
Pass, it's just there.
it's such a good like couples, teams, friends game. Like it sure it gets frustrating every now and then, but it's like that good
You just
frustrating,
friend
you know?
zone that person's husband? That's crazy.
My bad.
Oh dear.
We played so much
That
Overcooked. Oh yeah, yeah. If you like Overcooked, you're definitely gonna like Played Up.
Yeah,
It's
no question.
it is a little different dynamic. It definitely took time to get used to the not being able to throw shit or dash around everywhere, but like just the way you're able to customize how you want your kitchen is just makes that game shine.
hmm. Nah,
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. Cleaning as well. Having to clean up after the fucking stupid ass people that come in and eat their
Bro,
eat their salad and somehow make enough mess to be able to cover the entire bloody restaurant.
yeah,
It's
right.
lettuce. It's lettuce.
You've
Okay.
clearly never worked in an American kitchen. Like that's basically what
No, I haven't.
that's basically what front of house in any restaurant I've ever worked in.
Okay, but
Lettuce, fried
question for you
chicken.
guys. Do you get the robotic mop or the regular one?
Not the
Okay.
robotic.
No.
If I can buy like 7 of them, yes. If I get like 7 of them and just place them down in different corners, let them just go crazy, 100%. Let it rip.
The
Bro.
the the key factor on whether or not I get a robotic mop is the competency of the people we're playing with. If
Honestly, at
if
that point, I would just fucking try to duplicate a bunch of fucking mats and carpets and just litter the whole goddamn fucking restaurant.
Yeah, hey, true. Duplicate the carpets. Whatever the blue, what's the blue one called? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah.
The rubber
Try to
mat or
duplicate that.
whatever.
Yeah. Duplicate that shit out of that. And just let it go.
So
It's easy.
there's friendly toxicity, and then there's online gamer toxicity. All right, that's what we're getting into today. There's
And then there's you guys when you're playing Halo is what I want to fucking get
Yeah.
into. Because
No,
I've been
okay,
editing
hey.
that.
okay. So there's I'm gonna I know this is a topic that Juice wanted to talk about.
It is.
I want to hear, and I understand where I'm coming from it. Out of all the games that you've played, which games do you think have had the most
Overwatch.
toxic
Overwatch.
community?
Sea of Thieves is definitely up there for me. I know I am the
Worst?
resident sea. Oh, when it's bad, it's really fucking bad.
Oh yeah.
I think that's kind of where you gotta let. I think with Overwatch, it's more consistent. It's like game to game, you get it quite a lot. But there are a few games where, and for a time, for a time, I would have also put Helldivers 2 on this list.
Oh.
Because, and I think this is with certain games, if you're not running the meta, because this is why I stopped playing Helldivers
Oh
2,
yeah.
is because I wasn't running the meta, I was running the stratagems that I thought were fun. But because I wasn't running the meta,
Ah.
if you're playing with friends, that's fine. But I feel like with Toxicity, we're talking like public lobbies, we're talking randoms and stuff like that.
Yep.
Sure.
If I wanted to load into just a random public Helldivers 2 lobby, they'd see what I'm running and I get immediately kicked. Like that was it. and a lot of people were starting to get that for a short time.
Yeah.
That's pretty toxic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was
Okay.
So I think there's
that was
different
bad.
levels of this, and like different types of toxicity.
Well, okay. Also,
Mm.
I feel like in my history of as a gamer, the term toxic has kind of changed almost.
100%.
And I think that's like something that I kind of want to talk about because I'm old. It's fine. My gamer career, as far as like competitive gaming goes, started in like Brood War, uh,
Maple
Brood
Story.
Maple Story. Yeah. No, run like before the U.S. servers, right? That's the access. No, but like, and like going into StarCraft 2, our understanding was like, okay, people are gonna be violent, people are gonna be upset, say some gamer words, uh, but it wasn't necessarily toxic, right? Toxic is a community that actively is gatekeeping people, but literally adding poison to the game that everyone theoretically loves. Uh,
I like how you say
killing
theoretically
the
there.
Kind of theoretically, yeah. Because I mean, League of Legends is still around, and I think League of Legends had had its time where it was genuinely toxic. I don't think it is much anymore, and I think the toxic levels of that game were really overblown because people never played Dota 1. Uh,
Well,
or
Hmm.
Han.
isn't it kind of at the correct me if I'm wrong, because obviously I haven't played League in a while, but isn't it more at the stage of where not only do you get greater repercussions for being reported as toxic, but it's not, you can't really like all chat as much anymore?
You can choose to. I mean, the big thing is that it's gotten to the point where I would say that the chat itself is not helpful enough to ever keep it open. Like if I'm playing and I'm not playing with any friends, I have it like full muted. I don't see
Hmm.
any of my teammates chat. I don't see any of the enemies chat because I cannot care less about what they're saying. Uh, because it will never be helpful. It'll never be real.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that's
they're
it.
gonna do
That's
what
a
they do.
shitty thing too. It's a a lot of people. I mean, I'm trying to speak for everybody here, but I've noticed that too. It's like a lot of people are going into these team-based games to where I'm just gonna sit down, shut up, and do what I need to do, and fuck the rest of my team because either they're gonna be
Yeah.
toxic or they're gonna be fucking shit, and
Yeah.
it's not gonna go anywhere. And I think that
Hmm.
kind
So
of helps foster the environment of I'm just gonna sit down, shut up, and play my game, not worried about my
Yep.
team in a team-based fucking game, and
Yep.
just do whatever fuck I want.
Yep.
So yeah, so I mean the big thing is that it's a lot of bickering, and if we had voice comms in League, I think it'd be way better. I'm personally people are way more afraid to be toxic when that layer of anonymity gets pushed away a little bit.
Well,
You've never
isn't
played
there?
Halo, sir.
No, no,
You've never
no.
played
I played
Halo.
Never played Sea of Thieves.
no,
Like,
no, no,
Call of
no, no.
Duty.
You
Call
play
of the
you no, no,
Duties.
no. You played Overwatch. You played
Isn't
Overwatch,
there
right?
Oh
voice
yeah.
comms
Oh,
though?
I was gonna
Oh, no,
say
no.
Overwatch was my yeah.
As soon as they start being toxic, they mute their mic and start typing wild stuff, right? That's
All
like
chat, right? Like
yeah.
at first it was an internal argument. Now all of a sudden they mute their mic and they go into all chat. Like my team's ass, man. Like
yeah, it
what
does
happened?
become a bit of a soapbox thing, doesn't it? Of I'm gonna get up here and flame you.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not it's usually I don't care if I'm playing like non-ranked modes. I think in ranked modes 9 times out of 10 if especially cuz I'm ass at the game. I'm not contributing a lot. And vice versa, right? And like the thing that's gonna like help me win the game isn't listening to my mid laner complain about how our top laner didn't roam down at minute 2 and now he's contemplating running it down IRL or some bullshit like that. Like
Yeah.
No, that's
it's like I it's not gonna happen, and everyone's kind of melodramatic uh online, especially when it comes to the keyboard.
well. That's also kind of like going back to the whole everybody wants to play their own game and fucking even Juice brought this up a couple days ago when we were playing Marvel Rivals. Like everybody wants to play their own game and they think they're the fucking shit. Like
Oh,
and if
everyone's
you
saying,
and if you have something to say about their gameplay, fuck you. Like that's literally it. It's like nobody's when it comes to those kind of solo type players, they have no willingness to learn because they think they're the shit and they have this inflated ego out of nowhere. So when you try to tell them they're doing something wrong or try to teach them to do something else, they're just like, nah, fuck you, buddy, get muted. Like,
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say that I've never been toxic. I should also say if my StarCraft 2 chat logs and like game history got leaked, there'd be some talking.
I mean, I feel like we've all been toxic. I mean, I've been there. I think part of the issue as
fuck.
well is like the nature of video games, especially multiplayer video games. I think part of it is like everything. We are the people who play games, like Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, Valorant, League, Call of Duty, whatever. I think a lot of them these days are also very defensive because we've grown up playing these games and people being so toxic that when someone is genuinely just trying to be helpful and
Yeah.
constructive, we like it's no
We
one's fault,
switched
but
to defense.
we are on the defense because it's
Yeah.
we're doing this again, are we? I'm guilty of it. I'm
Yeah.
absolutely guilty of it because I'm so used to sort of being as someone who plays a lot of healers in games. I feel like I'm a target a lot of the time because I'm dying, you're not doing your job. And when it's Marvel Rivals, like my instinct was to be like, well, I'm trying to, but there's like, no, I'm playing the heal, I'm learning the game.
No, I
But
think
because
Yeah.
I'm so defensive all the time, it's like I need to protect myself.
I agree 100%. And I do believe that in general, MOBAs is probably has the most toxic players in the community.
what
Because obviously there's
true.
this like idea of like character balance and like who's up on the meta, who knows the meta, who read the latest patch notes, right? So everyone feels like they know everything.
The hard part though,
But
I
there's
think the reason why I don't think League of Legends is really toxic is because usually the game's over by like 15 minutes, right? Uh, and then it is usually 3 people who want to leave the game because they've accepted the loss, and 2 people fighting to try and win the game. And dealing with that for 30 minutes straight, win or lose, is very frustrating for everyone involved.
I feel like league players are more placated at this point when it comes to.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
we're
been out
also
for
all
so
just so
long.
tired. We're also
Been out for so
I
long, yeah.
so the biggest thing that I think that a lot of these games, newer games especially, don't have or like removed and should never have removed is the post-game lobby chat.
Oh yeah.
It needs to be a little toxic in there. It needs to, because
Paladin still
the
has
big
that, by the way.
what does?
Paladins and Marvel Rivals.
Because like the big thing is being able to talk it out is like the most important part because that's actually how you get better.
Yeah.
It's being able to talk it out with people. Uh, because that was like StarCraft 2 days straight up. You beat someone's ass. You start flaming each other, and you're like, and then you hop in a Skype call and talk about the matchup for an hour, hour and a half, and try to like figure out, and then you could hop into a custom game and like test the things to see who's right. Show
Yeah,
the stats. We show the numbers, you know.
that's the thing.
And
It's
that's
like nobody does that shit anymore.
no,
It's like
everyone wants to just get into the next game. And I think that's the biggest thing that I think I do think general gaming is a little bit more toxic. Like start to finish. I think it's a little bit, maybe the language isn't as harsh, right?
yeah,
But even back then everyone just the language was never the problem back then, right? It was the way you acted in game or out of game more than
yeah.
anything.
It's
Um
it's just been a weird dynamic. Don't forget
Mm.
about the toxicity of couch co-ops. Oh yeah. Well, that's the other thing is like, does your level of toxicity change if somebody else is in the room? Twisted Metal.
That's a shout.
Twisted Metal. Oh
Yes.
man,
Yes.
bro, I went crying to my mom multiple times when my brother wouldn't stop beating me in Twisted Metal. Multiple times. Mom would be like, "Why are you coming to me? Because you're losing. Like, shut up. Go win.
Go win.
Go win. Do better.
Mario
Get good.
Kart's also another shout. Like
Hey,
Mario Kart could
sports
get
games.
lethal.
Sports
Mom,
games.
Mom
Man,
pulled
listen,
the
in my
fucking get
community,
good card.
2K and Madden, people have gotten shot over those games. Like it's crazy the level people are willing to go to just to like prove a point in those games, bro. Like, bro, it is not this serious.
Yeah, that
None
was.
of you have a contract. None of you.
When did it? I remember seeing something. Somebody got shot over a fucking Mana tournament a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like 2019, I think, right? Or
Something
no,
like
it was
that.
during COVID. It was during COVID, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. It was like
It was like
right when COVID
21.
was
in Florida,
ending.
I think.
Yeah. There was a tournament. I don't know what state it was in, but yeah, somebody got their ass whipped in Madden and came back with the Bligadoo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's it's a little excessive, boyos.
For real. Like,
I will
dude.
say that 1v1 tournament, 1v1 games also inherently foster an area, because like it feels so good. It feels so good. And sometimes it's really hard to like not pop off and be a little toxic. Like popping off
Sure.
inherently is kind of toxic when you beat somebody. I know like some people are like, oh man, he's only popping off because there's so much emotion. It was such a tight set. But you gotta imagine what the other guy is feeling too, right? Just like
Yeah.
super defeated because
I
Yeah.
think
they made a mistake.
yeah,
Just rub it in their face a little
I
bit.
think this is the thing, right? Is to an extent, a certain level of toxicity is okay because it's a competitive setting. You know, it's the same thing over here in the UK with the football, right? It's toxic as shit. No
Who's
matter,
your who's your team? Who's your
I
team?
don't. I'm not a football person. I'm a darts
Yeah,
person
okay. Uh-huh.
personally.
Wait, you said you're a what person?
But I'm a big darts person. I love me some darts.
Oh,
But
Oh.
darts. Okay.
my
All right.
brother is a very big Reading fan, and I have this distinct memory of, I believe it was the Premier League finals. It was Liverpool versus Reading. And I won't lie, I was sat upstairs just playing Ratchet and Clank, I think it was. I was just having the time of my life, and I hear this scream of agony when they like lost the game. So I think in general, like a
Being a Man
certain
U
level
fan
of
here, so-
toxicity is good. A, because sometimes it is just kind of good to get that anger out. Like video gaming in general is a good way of getting out those negative emotions, but also it is motivation to get better. I don't want to be flamed again. I'm gonna learn how to kick your ass. Where I have
Yeah.
an issue with it is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but in 2024 we're at it, toxicity in single player games because of streaming. Because I
Backseat
remember
gaming.
absolutely. I think
That's
backseat
the
gaming is
thing.
an incredibly toxic trait. And I
That's the thing.
specifically remember a news article on, I think it was on PC Gamer, I was reading it, where this young couple were just streaming Elden Ring, right? Just because they wanted to play Elden Ring and they were a budding streamer and they wanted to stream it. That's great. You know, do what you want to do. Have some fun with it. Absolutely. And then they had like loads of people coming into their chat saying they were playing the game wrong and that they were
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you're doing this wrong. You're shit. You should be using this weapon. You shouldn't. You're using summons and casts. That's pussy shit. What? Play the game properly." And this really
Yeah,
gatekeepy backseat gaming thing,
that's a great
and
point.
it is a single player game. They spent 60, 70, 80 bucks, whatever. Let them play the game how they want to play the game. If you
Yeah,
don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah.
that ass. Honestly, bro,
Like, I
Oh,
think
that's fucking true.
I am. I know it's like my personality type. I invite that shit into my.
You do. I'm not surprised to hear this at all. That doesn't shock me
They can
one
go
bit.
fuck themselves. They can go fuck themselves. If you want to try to backseat game, I'll run it down for a while.
oh, don't get me wrong, I'll do it as well. But I think it does
Tell me
get
how
to
you
that
want me to
point.
build, and I'll just die
Yeah,
over and over again. It's cool.
yeah. But I think it's just
Oh,
Oh,
you mean
it's
play like this? Oh, should I? Oh, I
yeah,
died again. Should I play like
yeah,
that?
Oh no, I'm straight up
yeah.
like, what's your name? We're gonna title this game file after you. Oh shit, is this how you play? That's crazy. This
Yeah.
sucks.
Like, I mean, I got it because I'm currently in the middle of Eliza Pete playthrough, which will come back when I come back to streaming. But it is one of those things where toxicity definitely has a place in the gaming space. I feel there's no way we can avoid it. Egos are gonna show up, but
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think the important thing is knowing like when toxicity is okay and when we kind of need to sort of put a foot down. And a lot of this comes down to, I think, the responsibility, especially if you're streaming, because I think streaming is a whole different side of things, right?
Oh
Because you
yeah.
can actually find out who the person is a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you can't just leave J Dog can't just leave the game because you can look him up and you can find him and he's there. So maybe that to an extent has been why toxicity has gone down a little bit. Because it's a lot easier to find people who name themselves the same thing on every platform. This is why I have two accounts for a lot of things. But but I think as well it's like knowing, all right, certain places toxicity's fine if it's multiplayer, whatever. But there are certain places where it's not needed. You can fuck off and go play your Valorant and shout at the 5-year-old for missing their
Yeah.
shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
it's
fair enough, man.
just it's different. It's definitely just I want I don't want to say it's escalated, but the dynamic of toxicity has definitely changed over the years
Mm.
to where
Yeah.
back in the day again in COD, people were yelling fucking slurs and shit, and
Oh yeah.
people were still having a good time. Like it was just genuine shit talk, but nobody had a fucking filter. And now it's like
Yeah.
everybody has a filter, but yet the toxicity level has still increased. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
interesting.
The toxicity in Call of Duty today is more so based on the game, whereas, like you said, back in the day, in the Modern Warfare days, you're black, fuck you. Like, it was like back then. It was more trolly. It was to
I
have a good laugh and ha ha ha. There's a gamer girl. You got boobs. It was more so just like having fun. Whereas today, the
I will
toxicity in COD is more
say
based on like your shit, like your ass in the game.
no. I think a little bit yes, a little bit no. Like Dire Fate was saying that she got a lot of bad toxicity for being a woman, and I do think in the gamer space that was like really explicitly true. And in fact, that's actually
Oh,
one of
one
the reasons
hundred percent.
why I don't play melee anymore. Actually, or if like we're really bad at bringing up. I mean, it's a little better now with some of the newer games, but we're really bad at bringing up marginalized groups,
Yeah.
especially women in this space, and we've historically been really really bad about it. Like the last major tournament that I've played at, there was a regular function, like side event called Smash Sisters. Playing Super Smash Brothers. And it was an all woman crew battle. They got their own stream, they did their own thing. They just take up a part of the venue. And a lot of them were very good at the game. In fact, better than most people in the venue. Like, when I say most, I mean like if they were like in tournament, they're probably in a 10,000 person tournament, they're probably making top 1,000 minimum
Uh,
kind of
yeah,
thing. But yeah,
the whole
you're getting
segregation
shit
is
on the whole time.
honestly fucking weird too. It's like, and I saw somebody bring this up on Twitter a few like a month ago or whatever about the whole just like segregating tournaments in general. Like how you gonna
What?
how are you gonna foster a truly competitive, inclusive environment if you're constantly having male tournaments and female tournaments separate?
I
It's
mean, that's
like,
not really. I kind of disagree with that take because it's not that we segregate, right? I don't think that's. We're trying to create a space where,
well,
because it is.
that's the thing is like they have to segregate them, otherwise the females are gonna just get fucking flamed at male
Oh
driven
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
tournaments.
I mean, we have his. I
It's
mean,
gonna
isn't
happen
there a
both ways.
female Valorant player that's on a pro team? Because like it's usually that we create a female only league just to like put awareness that female gamers exist.
That's the thing.
Uh,
Is that's exactly the thing. Like
but they usually get
these
discounted anyways. It's like it's so shitty.
it's really just like a weird kind of dynamic. It's like
So,
gamers, a lot of gamers want this kind of equality kind of thing too, but here we are fucking talking about toxicity, fucking people just shitting on people and everything's just segregated at the end of the day. So it's like, how are we gonna get to that fucking community environment to where we're not just like drawing lines into every fucking different, you know, segregation of people,
I
for
think it's
lack
a
of a
case
better
of
term.
we're not there yet, but I think we are basically ready to be there because I think it started from. I mean, let's look at the gaming scape over the last few decades, right? Firstly, it's like if you play video games, you're a loser, and then it was if you play video games, it's cool if you play these games. If you play these games, you're a loser. And then it sort of became okay, you can play games, but it's a boy thing, right? Because it's all about shooting and all this, that, and the other. And then it sort of became a bit more of a societal norm. It's like, yeah, you play games, it's a hobby, but because of what's come before, it's still very male dominated when it gets to the competitive scene because they've been playing games for 20 years because they didn't give a fuck if it was cool or not. They were just doing it. Now we're kind of at the point where we've got these female specific leagues, female specific teams, events, whatever, because they are now where those same people were a few years ago, where they've been playing games their whole life, and we're trying to make it is trying to. I think it's less that it's a segregation thing. I mean, this is just how I look at it, but it's like yeah, girls can play games too. We know this now, but the competitive scene is always going to be a few years behind because the competitive scene has to evolve based on what is currently happening in the public space. So I think the next step for us is to be like, right, now let's just throw them all together because that's what gaming is now. Now, I think, and I'm not going to speak for every game, but for the games that I play at least, the toxicity is less of, oh, you're a boy or you're a girl or you're this race, you're that
Yeah.
race, you're this gender, your this sexuality, whatever, it's like Juice was saying, it has become much more skill based. So I think within the next couple of years we will see that transition because we can. It's not like it is at the Olympics, and I know that this is
Mhm.
this is not something that I necessarily have a professional opinion on because I've not got the education or the knowledge to make that. But obviously, there is the debate on trans people in sports, women and male and female competing in the same leagues or whatever, and you can debate that till the cows come home. But that's not the case that we have with video games, because it doesn't matter about your physical attributes. It is, how well can you aim? How well can you in your brain come up with new tactics and improve and adapt on the fly? So I think if
True.
anything, gaming is the perfect space to start that whole position of, all right, yeah, mixed gender teams, mixed gender leagues. Like we don't need the separation anymore, because everyone's got at least a somewhat basis on who you are mentally as opposed to physically. So I think
Yeah.
that it's happening and we're seeing it. I think it's just going to take a few years because, like I say, the competitive scene, competitions, tournaments will always be a little bit behind what's going on day to day because they're going off of the day to day information from the last couple of years.
I will
You,
say
you know,
a lot of the my problem with the space right now and why I don't think it's gonna be a couple of years, I think it's gonna be a little bit longer than that, is because fucking the harassment is like so much worse with women just in general. If a pro male player fucks up something, you're like, oh man, they could have got it. I mean, so give me a second before I need to think about the words that I'm saying. And
that
I don't
that
know.
that pro that male pro player is still gonna get called shit both ways, but
Yeah. No, I'm trying to think cuz like I don't know if I want to put somebody on blast or not. There's a very good Peach player. She was dating a different top player at the time. I think if she if she went to tournaments, she would have easily been top 100 in the world at the time that she was playing a lot. Like easily. But anytime she'd get a win against a top player, the first word that anybody that would come out of that person, they'll be like, "Oh, it's only because she's dating this person."
mm,
Oh yeah,
First
actually, I
word,
yeah,
think I remember that a little bit.
first first
yeah. I
words.
mean,
Not even like congratulations.
Mm.
real quick too, can I add to this? So
Yeah.
is it just me, or is it like the people who say that are the same people who would totally give her attention if
Oh,
she asked for it?
100%, a hundred
Yeah.
percent.
Like
No,
these are the
that
same people who would totally date the girl, all of that. But
yeah.
I mean, maybe we could say too that there's a difference between being toxic and just being a fucking hater.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think that's the thing, is the line is very blurred. I think as well, especially when it comes to toxicity in general, and at this point it goes beyond video games. I think it's just toxicity within society.
Yeah.
Is we live in the social media age. We live on the age of everyone's online. We all know who you are. We know what you did last summer. Um, but and obviously, I'm not gonna speak. I have some platform as like as a disabled individual. I've been there. I get it, but I'm not gonna speak on the case of like gender or race or anything like that because I haven't experienced it, so I don't know. But is it a question of toxicity in games and in life in general? How much of it factors into a very vocal minority, and how
Mm,
many people aren't saying, like, how many people are we not hearing from because they don't care?
I well,
Mm.
my whole thing is
mm-hmm.
like that it either way. That's like the big thing is that those kind of people, it is already grueling to be top of your game. I don't know if you saw the Faker clip from last week
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, when he, like hit his head in the wall.
Mm,
where he slammed his head into, yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know, it's brutal. Like every site has like self-harm warnings all over because he looked like he was reeling to do it again too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was like
mm.
stopped by his teammate. Like
I mean,
imagine
the level
like
of pressure though, being a pro player. I mean, damn.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like
You gotta
getting to that
imagine.
point is yeah, getting to that point is so much harder. And if you just have like any amount of barrier, just makes it a little bit less appealing to put that much effort into it, right?
Mm. No,
Sure.
100%.
And I think in general, I think a lot of the toxicity happens out of game now. Is my like big
Mm,
thing. It's a lot about out of game stuff. People always discount you, and to be the top level player, you kind of have to push through that. But if, like I said, any added barriers to that is awful, unfortunately. And if it's about out of game bullshit, then it makes like even harder. Luckily in StarCraft 2, our goat is a trans woman.
Word.
The Western goat is a trans woman.
Mm.
Scarlet, Queen of Blades.
Hell yeah. I
Right.
think at that point
Uh,
it comes back to at least for it comes back to that thing of like if you're being toxic because of a skill in the game, that's one thing, but again it comes back to that Elden Ring thing of like if you're taking it outside of it at that point, I think it's less about you being toxic and you're just a genuine piece of shit person, and you need
Yep.
to you've got a lot more you need to figure out than what your elos are going to be in the next Overwatch season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I
But
mean, when it comes to like skill in games and like gender based skill in games, I do feel like we're finally getting to that point that it's mattering so much less. I mean, I guess the Overwatch community can be an example. Like they're like one of the best Lucio players in the world. Her name is SK. Um, and obviously there's still some toxicity, you can't deny it, but
Mm.
the like the number of people who are accepting of of just that like that skill level and just saying, listen, as long as you're good at the game, that's fine by me. That's all I care about. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
it's
another point. How much toxicity comes from jealousy?
yeah,
100%,
yeah,
100% of it. It's all an ego thing.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well,
That's
I
it.
think
Ego's a word to throw in there.
Yeah, I think that's what we've come down to. Is gamers are big fucking egos, and we're all shit. I think that's I think
Eric,
that's
I'm
what it
gonna
all
have to go
boils
get
down
Radiant
to.
in Valorant so I can get a girlfriend.
Sometimes I think it's weird that guys try to gatekeep, like the guys who are gatekeeping try to gatekeep. It's like, bro, you just want to play with a bunch of sweaty dudes all day long, like that's all you want to do. You don't want to switch it up every now and then. Like there's
Nope.
something about it that's a little bit like I would love to come into a lobby and just hear just a melting pot of people from different nationalities, different genders, whatever it may be, and we're all just good at the game. That'd be
Here's what
sick to me.
here's what I
I'd
want to
love
do.
it.
What I want to do in my spare time is my business, not yours. I don't appreciate you bringing that up.
Don't get me wrong. I don't mind playing with the homies. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. But like gatekeeping just for the just for the sake of the sake, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah, I think it does come down. Toxicity basically comes down to you're better than me, and I don't like it. I'm a backseat gatekeeper because I kind of put them in the same category. And you're not doing it how I would do it, so fuck you. And then it
Mm-hmm.
either that or I don't like you as a person, and this game is a way for me to get to you for it.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the societal transition for gaming toxicity is definitely an interesting one. I'm
Mm.
actually curious to get Custom's thoughts on the progression of toxicity. See if she can throw that in her PhD thesis.
Mm. That
Mm.
I think it would be because like I also do completely understand the nuance. We're talking about toxicity. We are four dudes here, right?
I mean,
We are four blokes sat in this call talking about it.
there's a saying there's a saying on my stream that I chant to myself on the regular. It's okay to be bad. It's okay to be bad. It's okay
Yeah.
to be bad.
I'm glad you keep telling yourself that because it means I don't need to tell you. 'Cause I'm still
Damn.
on the
1v1 me in multiverses right now.
I'm still ready, and I beat
Damn.
you 3-0, motherfucker. You know what? No, you know what? The intoxicant is great. It's great. I love it. Fuck you.
He said being toxic is now great. I love that.
I think we need to wrap this up before I say something I'm gonna regret.
We take back what we said. Twitch. We love being toxic. Everyone should practice it.
being toxic in a toxicity podcast is great.
Well, it was gonna happen eventually. Like I've been holding back for an hour, dude.
Well, I mean, so that's also. I think we can probably end it on this last one because I kind of want to get to your guys' opinion on this too, especially when it comes to choosing to play quick play over choosing to play ranked. It's it's like there's the line that's already drawn for you, but yet you have this enormous, substantial group of people who say, fuck this game. I don't care to learn it. I don't care to do any kind of research into it. I'm going to just jump in ranked and see how I do. And it's like, one, it's not necessarily you can't gatekeep that. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's like, I want to see where I am physically placed in this game at this point in time. It's not a bad thing, but it's like, learn the game
at the cost of your teammates' elo.
Yeah, at the cost of everybody else's, where you could just maybe put in 5-10 minutes of research, play a day of quick play, learn the game a bit, and then jump into ranked, and then assess yourself from there. Like, at least get into the game before jumping into rank. Don't just say, oh, hey, here's the new game. Let me just go straight into competitive. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Here we go.
But I think there is the flip side of that. There are so many people who will get so sweaty and toxic in quick play. So at that point, where do you go? If I'm getting... Yeah, and Overwatch is a great example of this. Overwatch, we keep coming back to Overwatch, I know, but it's just a really good example. Where I don't play competitive on Overwatch, like, just because I used to in Overwatch 1. I was sort of going between gold and silver quite a lot. I was on the cusp of platinum for a good 3 months, and that is my greatest achievement in that game. I'll take it. For me, that's good.
I like that you clarified that game. Just specific.
Well, no, there are definitely some games where I do feel like I'm very good, but Overwatch 2, I'll just go into quick play. I mean, I've got a tournament that I'm taking part in at the end of September for Overwatch. So I'll load up Overwatch every couple of days just to, get an idea of how I'm doing as a player, how my teammates are going to be doing, get an idea for map pools and whatever. But people will flame you in quick play anyway and say, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, when this is the casual mode. So if you can't go to competitive because you need to have a certain skill level and you want, this is where you're meant to be tryharding, but quick play is where a lot of the tryhards actually are, surely you have a lose-lose scenario and you just can't enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But, there needs to be a third option. I feel like quick play and casual play have become two very different meanings.
Well, that's the thing, is like, that just comes down to the player individually, because again, the line is already fucking there. Quick play is for learning the game. If you want to go in and if you want to have a casual time and you want to, teach people how to play the game, stay on quick play. If you want to be sweaty as fuck and yell at your fucking teammates for doing some dumb shit, go to fucking ranked. Like, this whole dynamic of I'm fucking hard capped fucking gold and I'm not climbing ranked, so I'm just gonna go into quick play and shit on fucking less gamers and flame them for not doing what I'm doing in competitive because I can't fucking climb my own ranked. That's a fucking player problem. Like, that's not anybody else's problem. You need to fucking figure it out and be like, what do I need to do to get better to climb ranked and not fucking go into quick play just because I feel like I need to raise my fucking ego and shit on fucking kids who obviously probably don't know how to play the game in the first place.
Sure. I think your initial point was like a little backwards. I don't think ranked is a place where you should be tested on your skill. Great. I don't think thinking of going in without knowing what you're doing is necessarily a bad thing, because you should be placed with the other people of your skill level regardless of how good you are, because you can only get so good without like knowing the game or knowing people. I do think having a casual mode like your unranked, your casual, your normals, right, is really good for two things. One, to figure out if you want to test something new that you swear to God is the GOAT, but you're also not confident enough to test it out in ranked. I think that's a great place for that. But you should understand that there's literally nothing on the line.
Is that
You've decided
so?
to play a game with nothing on the line. And
So is
if
that
you're gonna find
something
someone
a
else to
lot
do
of
it,
games should start bringing back? Is again the three game system, I guess you could say, the quick play, the unranked, and then the ranked. Like, would that?
oh,
Do you think that
is
would
quick play different
facilitate
than
better?
I mean,
is quick
that's
play
Rainbow
different
Six
than
does.
normals?
Well, that's it. That's the thing. Is like if you got quick play for literally fucking off and doing whatever the fuck you want. You got unranked for, hey, I just kind of want to test stuff out, but I don't want to put my rank on the line. And then you got ranked
Yep.
to where I'm really ready to fucking play. Let's try to climb this fucking ladder.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
Overwatch did have
I
something
love
like
that.
that for a while.
I
They
Like
love that.
did. They
they
did,
had
but
they had experimental, right? And obviously part of that was, hey, we might be doing this change to a hero, let's put it in experimental. But I think experimental was also it's not an arcade mode, so it is still me playing the regular rules, but I think just the word experimental, the word test shit out, it's like curiosity, right? You can kind of get a little bit of both. I feel like maybe it's just a naming convention. Maybe it is
I mean,
a three mode system, but I feel like there is something where, like, if people are going into competitive to avoid the toxicity of quick play and avoid the people that are
Huh.
sweating on
That's
quick
worse than
play,
competitive.
yeah, like if people are going into your competitive mode because quick play is too competitive and too sweaty and too toxic, there is something wrong with where we have placed the people playing these modes.
yeah.
And I feel
Well,
yeah.
like there
Well,
are people in the wrong mode.
well, again, that's
the
going
hard
back to
part.
the dynamic of, again, like people are fucking hard stuck gold, hard stuck platinum. They can't, they can't fucking rank up. They're not going to do any research on how to rank up. So instead of, trying to research and try to get better at the game, they're just going to go shit on kids in quick play.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not a game problem. That's a person problem,
Exactly.
unfortunately. But I do think every game should have three things minimum. One, a ranked mode for people to be sweaty if they want to be sweaty. And honestly, if people are gonna yell at each other for being bad, that's a great place to do it, because that's the place where it matters if you're good or bad,
Yeah.
regardless
That's what
of what
matters.
that means. Yeah, because there's things on the line. In a mode where nothing matters, you can lose in 5 minutes, you can lose in 30 minutes, you can win in an hour. It's all the same thing in the end. Nothing. Like, it's just time playing a game. Three is a new player mode. League of Legends does it kind of in a way that I personally think that I don't like, but it's better than a lot of games, so I kind of at it. But like League of Legends gatekeeps you from ranked for 30 levels.
Yeah.
And you're exclusively playing people who are under level 30 for those 30 levels.
I think
The
X
one thing that I
Define also has that. They have like a playlist for new players.
The big thing that I think League of Legends could do better is have a button where when you create an account, be like, I want to skip all this. Just get me there.
Yeah. Well, then that would be a brand new
Just
player
people-
who's never played League before. Be like, I don't want to fucking do all this, and then they skip it, and all of a sudden they're put into fucking
Good.
games with like silvers and golds.
Yeah, I mean, but they're understanding that, and that's fine. I think that once again, I guarantee you, if CJ hopped onto League and asked me what every single item did, what every button and new character did, he would still be fine. And he would eventually be placed where he should be, which isn't going to be the worst in the game.
Yeah.
And I think that is fine as long as you understand when you go into ranked mode, you are playing with people who are trying to be hyper competitive, and all you can do is your best, which is what everyone else should also expect from you, is just you doing your best. And that's kind of where I don't
Well-
think that a new player trying the game for the first time is going to ruin the experience. I don't think you're harming anybody in that moment. The problem is literally everything else. Is that when you don't want to be in that competitive environment, there's not a lot of space to do that.
There's nowhere for you to go. Yeah. I want to touch on two things very, very quickly. Number one, if I'm beating up League, I want to go on the record and say I'm not fine. In general, if I'm beating up League of Legends, I am not okay. Send help. And two, the one issue I would have with that is I think that sort of skip function, then that starts bringing in a whole different level, which I think is a completely different topic that could be its own debate. Is do Smurfs have a place in game, and what are people's opinions on Smurf accounts and Smurf players? Which I think is a very different, very interesting
Yeah.
conversation that could be had.
Whole
Because
other hour.
personally, I'm anti-Smurf, but that's just me because I think it fucks with the ecosystem of the game.
Let's not get into this because we already know what's gonna happen if we do.
Yep.
We'll hold it there. Bookmark that. All right. All right.
Dink.
That'll be a whole other hour.
We're starting the next talk.
wait. I think I could definitely speak on some Smurf stuff for sure. So
Mhm.
we'll do that.
I think that
Resident
is something
Smurf
we
in the
need to hold for a couple of weeks.
Put it in the
Alright,
books.
well,
We'll do it next time.
I hate all of you.
Healthy toxicity. We need a little bit of that too.
Yep. In
Healthy
conclusion,
dose.
fuck you, Quang. I'm better at multiverses. I think that's. I think we covered all the main points. I think we're good to end there.
Fucking retired. See ya. Well, yeah, guys, this has been great. Episode 30. Quang's already booting up multiverses.
Boot it up. Boot it up.
No, I don't need to prove myself to you. I already did.
He's already dead.
Have you seen one of these before?
He's already retired.
You were playing Wonder Woman and I was playing Ryan Dog and I beat you 3-0. Okay.
Team Aria, right now.
Team Aria.
There's no commentary next week. See me in bracket.
I don't need to prove myself to you. Okay.
All right.
Jay-
Put the
J-Dog
links
saw
down.
it.
Put the links down, boyas.
Oh, so funny.
He's already dead.
Hold on.
Oh shit.
Oh.
But yeah, tournament VODs are already up on YouTube. At Crack Media Official, one word. Of course, you could also go to crack-media.com for any of the XP Share VODs, listening on your favorite audio device, Spotify, Amazon, Apple, what have you. We are everywhere. We have the next tournament coming up on Friday, followed by the next side quest episode on the following Wednesday. So we will see you guys on Friday.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Forward to it.
Love y'all.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay safe, much love, all that jazz.
Deuces.
CJ, I'll fuck you.